room, please wait for the microphone to reach you before asking a question. And when the microphone does reach you, please provide your name and media affiliation each time you ask a question during the press conference. Now joining us are members of the Louisville Cardinals, head coach Dan McDonnell, and student-athlete Eddie King Jr. Coach, we'll start with an opening statement from you.
I got to congratulate Coastal Carolina. Man, they're, 56 wins. It's impressive, the streak they're on. It's just not easy to win that consistently in baseball, the sport of baseball. In college, there are teams that can stack up a bunch of wins, but I don't know, 25 or 6 or whatever they've got in a row is just, man, that's impressive. I mean, that says a lot about their kids. Like, I always challenge our guys to be professional, like be a pro and show up every day. And it's just to not like have a mental letdown, to not show up with 100%, and get, obviously give credit to their coaches, because they've got those guys on point. I mean, they're a well-oiled machine. They're efficient, and they've obviously put themselves in a great position. And so, congratulations to them. I've known Kevin for a long time, and I know how hard he's worked. And that's his program. He's been a part of that program for a long time, so he's put in a lot of effort and hours to recruit and coach and keep that program, one of the top programs in college baseball. So congratulate him. And but I'll hand it over to Eddie in questions, and my word's just going to be joy. I'm filled with a lot of joy for this guy to my left. And our team, our program, I'm just super proud of them. And I hate losing today, don't get me wrong, and I want to coach them tomorrow, but man, it's hard for me to not be filled with joy for how this season went, and how we got back to this place and made a good run at it.
We'll now open it up to questions for Eddie.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. Eddie, obviously, you come to a place like Louisville to play in Omaha. How much pride do you take in being a part of the team that got Louisville back here?
I'm just grateful to be along for this journey, and be one of the people or one of the teams that can go down in the history books for Louisville. This is a special team, and I'm just sad it came to an end today, but I'm just grateful.
Nick Hathcote, College Baseball Insiders. Eddie, Riley Eichhoff kind of mentioned in his presser that he used a lot of the off-speed to kind of keep you guys off balance. Is that what you were seeing personally, and kind of what your teammates were talking about back in the dugout?
Yeah, I saw a lot of off-speed pitches. He's a good pitcher. He knows how to pitch, but it's just we came up short today. But I felt like we did a good job in the box overall, but just didn't get it going when we should have.
No. 0.7. Eddie, yesterday in the press conference, Coach was talking about your personal journey, and after a junior season, it could, to some players, feel like you may have lost having returned to a program that in the preseason, the ACC head coaches selected you guys to finish 9th in the standings, and yet you were one of the 4 teams left standing in college baseball this season. Can you elaborate on your journey throughout this season and your mindset through your own adversity in the year?
It's been a long journey, ups and downs. We started off pretty good, then we went through a little like bumps in the road, but I think we just, we did well as a team. We always fought back. I know we surprised a lot of people, but we always knew we had it in us. We just brought it out at the right time, and I think this team is just so resilient. Just the things that we did all year, even, guys fighting injuries like Alex, Pike, it just goes to show this group is really special, and we just have a lot of talent, and we proved it this year.
Terry Payton, Inside Louisville Baseball. Eddie, from the beginning of the year, I mean, before the season even starts, you're the Ali Scholarship winner, at the leadoff dinner, to the run you go on with all the homers and the people chanting your name. Like, can you just summarize a little bit what this entire experience and this extra year has meant to you?
I'm honestly just really glad it worked out this way. I always say, everything happens for a reason, and you just got to trust God's plan. So, I was just meant to be here for another year, and I'm so glad I took that, because I got to be with this special group of brothers, and, got one more year with Coach Mack. So, got to learn from him another year. So, yeah, this just the whole year. I can't ask for much more. I love the whole ride.
We'll take one more for Eddie.
Alexis Cuba, Louisville Courier-Journal. Eddie, obviously, there's a lot of, even though you wanted to continue playing with them, there's a lot of young talent that'll be coming back next year. I guess, what is your message to some of those guys, like the Jakes, the Ethans, the Zions?
Just keep working. This year, it goes to show just anything can happen, anything is possible, no matter what team, what school, whatever. So just bring the group next year together, just, build a special bond, and just go to work together. Just always fight, never give up, just keep doing it.
Eddie, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on an outstanding season.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll open it up to questions for Coach.
Kendall Rogers, D1 Baseball. Go ahead, Mac. Finish up, buddy.
No, go ahead. The brain. It's my excuse for texting when I'm driving, and my wife gets mad at me, and it's a bad habit. But the poor brain, if I don't do it when it's in my mind, I'll forget 10 seconds later. So sorry.
It's all good. We got a while. Yeah. You've coached a lot of really good teams. You've coached against a lot of really good teams. What is it about Coastal that makes him so difficult to beat right now in the middle of this winning streak?
Well, they obviously do the three things really well. I think what's so impressive is I don't. Are they scoring in the first inning? It feels like they score in the first inning, especially out here in Omaha. And it's they just get right out of the gate and they just put that pressure on you. You got to pitch. And, I mean, they're throwing guys with really good numbers. And they got multiple guys. It's not like they got really good pieces there. I don't see them enough throughout the year. And, I mean, they look like they play good enough defense. But they definitely pitch and, man, they're offensive, And it just shows you, man, the recipe for baseball, it's simple concept. It's just not easy to get there. And I'm so impressed from a distance, the little I saw of them, but having seen them up close and personal, and again, I don't know how you overlook the win streak. I brag about I was part of a team. We won 25 in a row. We were 26-1 at the Citadel my sophomore year, and then we went through some bumps and ups and downs, but we end up making a run to Omaha. And I always look back, you win 25 in a row, you got something special there. And we showed it in the postseason. The Citadel went to Omaha. So, these guys, and they've done it in the last half of the season, in the conference tournament, in the regionals, in supers, in Omaha, against, as we always say, the best teams. So it's impressive what they've done.
Joe Healy, D1 Baseball. Similar to the question I asked Eddie, and I'm not going to ask you to compare Omaha trips. That's not fair. But how special is this one, given that you got back and were able to reset that standard?
I've been maybe comparing this one a little bit to 07. 07 was the first time we got here, and I just remember the excitement making the regionals that year and playing free and having fun, and that was an older group, a tough group. And so, yeah, to go in 13 was like, okay, we weren't a one-hit wonder. To go in 14 was like, oh, okay, we're a regular at the table. And, man, we had a run there, from 12 to whatever, 19 or 20 where, man, we were just a machine. And that was fun. But then, we obviously took a step back as a program. And so the last few years, man, it's been tough. I mean, I've talked about it openly and won't get real deep into it, but, man, it's been bleak. And so, be careful how high you set the bar. Don't set these kids up to fail. Are we really getting the support to go to Omaha and win a national championship? And it's like you're trying to find that balance as a coach. And so, as I said, this year, my whole message was win the ACC. That's all I kept saying. Win the ACC. Win the ACC. Because if you can do damage in that league, you're more than prepared to make a run through the postseason. And the league was so balanced. There was so much parity. I think we're going into the last weekend. We could finish like second or like 12th. I mean, it's just crazy. And so just knowing we were in the postseason, there was a peace and a calmness there. There was a joy there, but there was a chip on their shoulder, just the way we finished. And so for me, yeah, there's a lot of similarities to our first trip here, and I'm very appreciative. I have a lot of gratitude, and like I said, for me, the word is joy. I just got a lot of joy for this group and the journey that we've been on.
I guess going off of that, Dan, knowing what it took to get that many College World Series appearances in that span of time and knowing the young talent you have coming back, what can this experience do for them in terms of maintaining that standard like that run you guys had 10 years ago?
Well, you hope they now know I'm not full of crap, excuse my language, because, you feel like you've been preaching stuff the last few years and it just hasn't been working. And then kids lose faith, lose hope, recruits lose faith, lose hope, and it's like, maybe this guy, maybe this program's not what it says it was. And like for a kid like Eddie to sit up here and, you come to Louisville, I mean, we stick our chest out. Not, we try to stay humble and hungry, but when you're recruiting someone, it's like, hey, man, like this is what we do. I mean, Eddie's got his degree, like academic success. We had the highest team GPA in the men's athletic program at the university. I mean, it's like 40 kids. And we had the highest GPA award winner here in Omaha. They used to give out a team award. Like we've got 2 plaques hanging in our office, so I don't have to get on the NCAA or somebody. What happened to the highest team GPA award? Because I was sitting there the other night kind of confidently thinking, okay, where's Rachel, our academic coordinator? She's about to walk up here and get this nice award that we have in our office, but they didn't give it out, So, community service. Like we're Kamayu Neighbors is one of the Lou Gehrig Award Leadership Community Service Award winners, and man, we serve. I mean, we took 20 guys to the hospital the other day. I didn't make them go. I didn't even want to be involved because I didn't want them to feel guilted into, because Coach, they know how much Coach Mack likes if you serve. So I didn't even want to be part of that. So I let Chris Morgan, FCA director, send it out, and we're like 20 guys, on that. You say off day, but practice and the long night the night before, and just to spend time at the Children's Hospital, and then player development. We take so much pride in helping these kids get better, not just on the field. Believe me, there's a baseball aspect to our development. But the older I get, the longer I do this, like, wait a second, man, you gotta pour into these kids. I've been on this team more about tipping than I ever have, right? I mean, like trying to prepare these kids. Like, what does it mean to leave $1 for somebody who's serving you? $2, $3. Like, show your appreciation and all the things that we poured into these kids. Just wanting them to cross the line and be better off than when they got here. Not that they were bad when we get them. I always give a lot of credit to the parents, but just, you want them to be better than when they got here, mature, ready for the real world. And then, our big league success. I mean, pretty cool getting text messages from all the pro guys, all the guys in the big leagues. Like Dalton Rushing's been following us as closely as anybody. Henry Davis flew here with Paul Skeens on his off day. Like, we take a lot of pride in that. That's important to kids. And that's why I keep saying that this guy that was sitting to my left, this dude's ready for pro ball. Jake Monroe's ready for pro ball. Matt Klein's ready for pro ball. Patrick Forbes and Tucker Biven and others. Man, these guys are ready. Like, I can't promise you're going to make it to the big leagues, but they're ready. These guys are gonna move through a system. So, it's, I think I'm still answering the question of, as to what was this year like, man. This year was a lot. This year was a lot. And while I got the mic, I'm on joy, right? So let me build off of joy. There's a quote here from a pastor. Grimness is not a Christian virtue. If God is really at the center of one's life and being, joy is inevitable. If we have no joy, we have missed the heart of the good news. The good news. And that's, for me, I've been entrenched in the good news this year. Like that's where, for my heart, I'm 169 days in the Bible recap, which Tara Lee Cobble is freaking awesome. It's awesome. So if you've never read the Bible, I promise you, this is a way you can do it. And as I encourage people, grab a friend, grab a husband, grab a wife, grab your buddies, get in one of these studies. They're awesome. And so for me, another priest put it simpler. Joy is the surest sign of the presence of God. And for me, I don't want anybody to look at me and go, man, that guy's holier than thou. Because I'm not holier than thou. Believe me. It's far, far from that. But, man, I got joy because of my walk with the Lord. I have a choice to be a sad saint or express, hopefully, my joy and delight in unbridled thankfulness. So I just got a lot to be thankful for. I'm thankful to be in the ACC. It's an awesome baseball league. I'm thankful to be the head coach at the University of Louisville. My wife and I just love it. Just love it there. As hard as the last few years have been. Oh, my gosh. It's been hard. But we're very thankful. Man, Terry, I'm thankful for you. No, serious, because this dude's standing out there in February after a win or a loss, and he's seen, I guess, my best and worst. But this dude's been there. I got no problem with people that, hey, jump on the bandwagon anytime you want. I mean, we'll take you. No judgment, right? We always say that. No judgment. But you were there from the get-go. I mean, and I appreciate that, but I know our players appreciate it, and I think our fans appreciate it because somebody needs to cover that. Listen, we come from an awesome basketball tradition. Awesome. So I get it, man. Support our basketball, and let's make a run into March and deep into March. And then, hey, by the way, we got this thing called the Kentucky Derby. If you hadn't heard of it, it's a pretty big deal in our city, and it's awesome. Love being, it's literally across the street from Jim Patterson Stadium. So we have a lot going on in the spring, So, yeah, we got to fight a little bit for our PR at times. But, man, the way it ended at Jim Patterson, that super regional, I couldn't have scripted it any better. To go on the road for a regional, to host a super regional, well, let me take it back. If we could have won about 4 more games, I could have scripted it a little better. But I think for me, I just have to make sure people see me here when we're on top of the world. But, man, when you lose and your season comes to an end and it's crushing, I want people to go, man, I want to drink what that guy's drinking. There's something about that guy, not because of Dan McDonnell. Like I said, is it because of my walk with the Lord? And that's my responsibility. And I hope anybody who listens is intrigued or curious because it's a special journey to be on. And as we talked about journey all year, man, This has been an awesome journey. So we're going to try to keep this thing going.
That's all the time we have, Coach. We appreciate your time.
I thought Kendall said we were unlimited time. So, you know, we'll blame it on him.
You're good, Coach.
All right.
We appreciate it.
Thanks, everybody.
Hammond Communications will post a recording of this press conference in the NCAA digital